In this tutorial video we'll be looking at how to use surface modelling and actually what is surface modelling and when can it be useful when creating products in SolidWorks. So the first thing you want to do is just open up a part so that we can create some new parts using the surface modelling. Now if you look along the tabs at the top left of your screen, you will see that one of them will say surfaces. Now chances are this tab will not be there for you, so you need to right click on the tabs and you need to make sure that surfaces is ticked. If it is not ticked, then it will not appear up at the top, so you just need to make sure surfaces is ticked, and then you can select surfaces and you get a variety of different options. Now some of them are very similar to the features, but there are some extra additions and some changes to them. So let's have a look at what we can create. So the very first thing we're going to do is we're going to create more of a curved object that has a slight rotation to it. So if we just add a square shape, so let's make it, let's say 100 by 100. It doesn't really matter what size you choose, you can choose whatever dimensions you want, you just want to end up with a square really. And then we're going to exit the sketch. Now once we've done that, we want to make another sort of sketch above this one. Now chances are you've only used these three different surfaces, but you can actually add a new surface. So you want to go to reference geometry, you have that in features as well, and we can use it in surfaces. So if we click on that one and then plane, it then asks us for the first reference. The first reference you want is one of the planes, so you want to choose the top plane. Then here you can see that it's got a blue shape. This is the new plane that's going to create for us. So what I want to do is make that maybe about 100 so that it is further above the previous one. And then you'll notice that the front, top and right plane are actually still in the same positions, but we now have a plane called plane 1. So we're going to go ahead and click on plane 1 and then go to sketch and then spacebar and just select normal 2 so that we look at it from a bird's eye view. Now we're going to draw another square on this one and we're going to make it so it's exactly the same size. So those two should be the exact same size as each other. Now this is where we can have a look at the two main differences between kind of surfaces and extrusions. So if I did a feature and extrude, I'm just going to extrude this bottom one just to show you. So if we extruded that and we said 51 and then just green tick, you can see that it's just created a solid shape for us. So that's how the features extrude. But if we delete that one, then we're going to go to surfaces and we're going to see how surfaces react in a slightly different way. So I want to extrude a surface. I'm going to click on that one and then just extrude it up. Now if I push the green tick now, you'll see that it's actually extruded it up, but it's a hollow shape. So these are really useful if you want something that has a hollow inside and you want to sort of work on bits inside it as well. It's just really important that when you create these surfaces that you actually thicken them, because at the moment they have what's called a zero thickness. So you can see them, but they are incredibly thin because they have actually no thickness. So whenever you create a part, you want to select the part and then you can choose thickness. You can choose to add the thickness to the outside, then you can add the thickness working inwards, or you can do the thickness so it does both. And then you choose how thick you want it to be. So you could say 3mm for example to the outside and then green tick, and it will thicken it so it actually gives it a wall, but it means that it has no inside. So that could be really useful for something that you don't want to have an interior. So if you were going to design a bottle for example, then this would be a better method to use because it then has a hollow inside. So I'm just going to go ahead and delete them because the surface and the surface kind of technique we're going to have a go at, we're going to use lofted surfaces. So we click on that, we can click on the profile here and click on that one there. Now you'll see that this one has a nice curve to it. Now if we had started, chances are you will start with one that looks a little bit like this, where it doesn't have a curve. If you want to add the curve, because if we just green tick on that, you've still got the hollow, just longer shape. If we want to add that curve, I can go back in and do edit feature, and you can just grab hold of one of these green circles and move them across one. So if I move it to there, you then get your kind of curve appearing. So you can move these around to create those different curved shapes. Now you'll notice that my one doesn't actually have a curve going all the way around, it's just kind of got this slight slant curve here, and that's just because of the way that the surface loft has been created. So we can delete that one, and then we're going to go back and start creating using our lofted surfaces again. Now looking at these lofted surfaces, what we want to do is select the lofted surface, select one of the lines on this side, and then select one of the lines on the opposite side. Now it does actually matter where you click on these, because by selecting them on the opposite sides, your shape will then create this nice rotational spiral. Now of course you could have a bigger spiral than this one, but just for this tutorial video we're just having a look at quite a nice simple spiral shape at the moment. So you can see how you can quite simply create a nice shape, and it is very simple and very easy to achieve that. So now's your chance to have a little go, see what you can do, see how you can create these different shapes, and you can also do the same trying with circular shapes, and then when you're ready, have a go at the next surfaces tutorial video.